Dhundi is a name. Dhundi is a name of another name of Ganesha. He is a Prakrit language. It is a native language. It is not of Sanskrit. There is no, I do not know the meaning of it, but it is, he is called as a Dhundi. I have not gone through it at all. They just said, we don't want this book. That's what they are saying. They are completely, they don't want anything such kind. They have not gone through tantric scriptures. They have not gone through this anthropology history of mankind. They have not gone through the cultural development and the social development of this mankind. They don't want anything. They want, that's only, it's a sacred, that's it. Fine. By just seeing newspaper headlines, the whole thing fired up. Even the 20 books were not sold. Only we brought only 200 books from the press. That's it. It's a completely, I do not know what to say. It's a ignorance or fanaticism. Or I do not know how to categorize that kind of attitude towards the writing. Even without knowing, without reading, forget about reading, even they have not seen the book. They have not seen the book and they made a big hue and cry. Just by reading lines,
newspaper headlines.
Okay. That irony of that newspaper, they have not come to the
book release function.
They reported, have created. A person who filed FIR against me, he doesn't even know to read a single word in Kannada. He made a case
against you in the court.
My thing. And the literature, Kannada literary people, that's
writers.
Everybody supported me. Everybody supported me. They talked about four of me and they condemned the arrest thing. Fine. I felt that I am not really lost in this chaos. They supported me.
Why did you choose to write in fiction? See, you could have, you have arguments. You could have written it in the form of
No. Why? Just because there are a lot of books about this, research books are there already about Ganapati. There are a lot of research books are there in existence. I have chosen this form because so far in a novel form it has not come. It's a story form. It has not yet come. And as I had inclination towards Puranic mythological stories, I wanted to put in the story form only. That's the reason I have chosen this fiction. Here even Malini is the Dhundi's mother. She is very much from tribal section, and they did not have kind of a marriage system as such. They were moving freely. That's what I explained. Here there is no vulgarity in the novel, but it is a innocence and openness is presented there. You should not see such kind of things from today's eyes. Today, that's how they are mistaking the whole concept as such. They were like that. They were behaving like that. They were living in such a way. That was their situation. That's how they lived. We should not compare for today's lifestyle and of that lifestyle. I think today's sexuality is much worst today's. They have sex here, not where it's supposed to be. Erotic skill, yeah.
Which was written by
Tapi Dharmarao.
So what was your insight from that book, and How did you portray this?
There are a lot of insights in Tapi Dharmarau's Devalayagulum and Laingika Shilpa. Here he talks about how these erotic images were important in temples and how they were came into existence as such, and phallic symbol of Shiva, what does it mean, how it was originated, how it was started, everything is explained in that. Phallic symbol, there is a book also from Devi Dutt Patnaik, decoding the phallic symbol from Shiva to Shankara. It is also explaining that upward triangle is a symbol of Shishna, phallus, and a downward triangle is Yoni. And meeting of these both, that's forming that star. This is Shiva and Shakti, are Purusha and Prakriti.
The convergence of...
That's what I explained in that. That's the same thing as also I have taken here. Here Parvati has a dual state of womanhood. One is very matured, another one is a very common woman, practical woman here. When she encounters Shiva as a lay woman, for her, this erotic actions of Shiva is absurd or rather horrifying. Whereas she encounters with him as a Prakriti, it's a romantic. It is not bibhatsa. Here the sexuality presented in both the way. One is bibhatsa and another one is Shringara. Both are explained. Actually, it is not at all counter narrations at all for the mainstream. Rather, it's trying to finding the basic and original thinking. It's a original factual thing. They are costumed it. They are cosmetic with their cosmetics. They have decorated it somehow, and that is cosmetics so thin. The original thing has completely lost. This is what my observation. They have completely trying to monopolize everything to their side. See, that's a Vedic people or mainstream people, whoever it is. One who is, I do not understand. It's when it's a victory over Ravana, that's Ravana is not, it's a kind of insult against Ravana, who was the original person who lived here. So my thinking is seeing in between and witnessing this both, not taking the sides especially. I am not taking the sides as such, but only thing, when we comes to the original thinking as such, then I have to stand by the side of one particular thing when we feel that we are being exploited by of their dogmatic things and covering the truth as such. I feel, I don't know, from my side I am completely free from that politics. After getting into this controversy, I am seeing one by one. Before this, from past 25 years I am writing, I have not come across such kind of things. It's disgusting, simply dragging me into this kind of things and blaming me and curbing kind of creative thinking and things.
Couple of newspaper articles says that you apologized.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm so surprised to hear that you are coming to campus. So what does it mean, this apology mean?
No. It is not apologizing. It is they asked me, do you feel sorry? When we say that you hurt our feelings, do you say sorry? Then I say, yes, sorry. If I hurt your feelings, with knowingly or unknowingly, if we hit somebody, we just say sorry. That kind of sorry it is. I never felt sorry for what I have written. Never. Still now, I never felt sorry for what I have written. It is what I understood, what I perceived, what I am presenting. I never feel sorry for this. If you feel hurt, if you are crying for this, then I say sorry, don't read. This is my apology.
And this police arrested you, no? How was the interrogation? And what was the interrogation basically?
That is...
Did they check your finger or?
No, it is a very... I think they were pressurized. The
Very
police.
central level or also?
No. From police department itself, I think.
Higher authorities.
Higher authorities, they were pressurized. It is very obvious, and it is discussed in even in the medias also. I mean, voices were from the literal field was raised. You are Ananthamurthy, Girish Karnad, and everybody condemned this arrest.
With this police interrogation, is there any FIR filed on you? Any cases lodged right now? Or
Yes, now I have.
Sections?
295A section. That is hurting the religious sentiments and bringing the fight between communal riots, becoming the reason for the communal riots or something like that.
So you chose a novelistic form to portray what the historical facts and impressions you got from many writers like Devi Prasad Chattopadhyaya, Pandita Basavaraja Swamiji, and our own Telugu writer
Tapi Dharmarao.
And you also mentioned in your introduction about Paul Courtwright's book. So can you throw some light on that?
Yeah, Paul B. Courtwright, his book was condemned for his interpretation about Ganapati. That too psychologically, from psychological analysis he has done about icon of Ganapati. Many people disagreed with this. For me, it became a good source book as such. He has gathered very good, he has a good collection of mythological stories about Ganapati. From different Puranas he has taken. That's why I have taken. I did not take his interpretation as such. I took his suggestions about the mythological stories about Ganapati. It's a very wonderful book. As a agnostic, I can go through it. It's a really wonderful book. Why should I have to categorize myself as an atheist or a theist? I don't want both category. I don't want to identify myself in this both category. I'm an agnostic. I am having kind of approach towards knowing the truth.
See, and one more thing is, what you have done is not a novel thing or a different thing that has been happening since, because there are in some folk ballads, folk narratives and all this contextual geographical narratives about Ganesha and or whatever deity it may be, there are always voices which counter the mainstream argument. I think you have mentioned about Ganga and another icon which
Parvati,
is there in our Janapada folk.
Yeah.
Can you say tell how this sort of counter narratives are prevalent in India, and your book is not something which is very radical or hurting their sentiments? Can you please elaborate?
Surely. In our folk literature, it is always seeing gods in their perception, applying to their environment, their way of life, their way of thinking. They look at the gods and goddesses. It is not that they are insulting them, rather it is feeling their presence close to their heart. This is how they have done. In that quarrel between Gange and Gauri, it is like that. They scold each other like a whore, and very vulgar language they scold each other. And she calls her fisherwoman, and Gange calls Parvati as a brahmin woman. Like this, the quarrel goes on. But here, they, of course, from their background, their culture, they narrated. Like that, we have lots and lots of folk tales and folk literature about gods, looking from their viewpoint. It is not standing out somewhere beyond the clouds and looking at the gods. Instead of that, it is a day-to-day life they absorbed and try to understand in their day-to-day life. Folk people, Desi people, what we call them. This is also, Dhundi is also a kind of attempt in the same way. I am also one of the wave in this same folklore. How can I keep myself separate from that?